I have seen Dark Phoenix, something I don't think many people can actually attest to. And what did I think of it? Well, I didn't think it was a complete disaster. But honestly, I wish it wasn't my first X-Men film. Yeah, you heard me correctly. Dark Phoenix was my first experience with the X-Men. Now, I did not go into this film completely blind. I've seen my fair share of video essays, movie reviews, and general comic lore videos to have at least some general knowledge of the X-Men. I knew who most of the people were in the film, so I wasn't completely lost. This video is not a review of Dark Phoenix, nor will I be breaking down every crime against cinema that it committed. You will find plenty of people far more competent and successful than me discussing those topics. No, today I will be focusing on the sadness I feel toward Dark Phoenix and the frustration. Not as an X-Men fan per se, but as someone who loves characters who hold complex philosophies and are dynamic with either their powers, backstory, or characterization. And as someone who is sad to see interesting concepts wasted. Professor X is primarily motivated through most of the film to preserve the goodwill toward mutants, even at the risk of mutant lives. Yet it is hinted that his hubris has become engorged on the attention he has been receiving as public head of the X-Men, and he is driven more and more by his own pride rather than any regard to his fellow mutants. Mystique sees this and wants to protect her friends and allow them to live lives without having to constantly put themselves at risk to maintain public favor. In fact, I would say that her arc is probably the most satisfying in the entire film. We are shown at the beginning of the film her leadership and the care she has for her friends, and this plays into her frustration with Professor X. She almost leaves the X-Men entirely, but still puts her life on the line when she sees her friend Jean in need of help. Mystique loves her friends, and in her final moments, she does not look at Jean with hatred, but with sadness. A sadness that she could not help her dear friend. It is because of Mystique and her suspicions toward Professor X that Nightcrawler is able to finally face what Professor X has become, even though it was only after her death. These are both strong bases for character arcs, with Mystique's death impacting the story and Professor X's own arc. But Mystique dies not even halfway through the film, and although you could technically say that Professor X completed his arc after going to protect Jean and then retiring at the end of the film never really goes deep enough into his psychology for us to understand why he did what he did. And we're never actually shown the world hating mutants or earning the mutants' trust. We're just shown that the world loves mutants and that Professor X is desperate to keep it that way. He lied to Jean about the death of her parents, and the only reason we are told why he did what he did was because he wanted to protect her. Now, this explanation might have actually worked if the film had taken the time to flesh out their relationship. The film starts with a flashback to Jean's past, and maybe we could have gotten more of those. Maybe some showing Jean struggling to use her powers, scared that she might hurt people after the supposed death of her parents. Professor X really has to build up her confidence and decides it might be better for Jean if he never reveals the truth to her. We could see their interactions, maybe a kind of father-daughter relationship, so that we could understand what Professor X really thought and why he thought he was doing the right thing. If Jean has fears that her powers could hurt people she loved in the past, then that would make her fears about the Phoenix Force more compelling. By killing Mystique, she confirms what she thought all along about herself, that she is a monster who only hurts others. Professor X would know this and knows that Jean really does care about her friends and that the Phoenix Force is amplifying Jean's worst fears. Jean would still sacrifice herself at the end of the film, only this time it would be a satisfying conclusion to her arc. She's able to use her power to protect those she loves instead of hurting them. But we got none of that. Instead, Professor X is pretty flat, and we're just told he thought he was doing the right thing and that his ego is inflated. Jean's character is boring and never given any depth. If anything, she's just a pawn of the film, harboring this dangerous power, and everyone either wants to kill her or protect her. And this makes me so frustrated. I am frustrated that this story was not given the time or will to flesh itself out and become something great. Again, I have not seen any of the other X-Men films, and I have not read a single X-Men comic. I'm not judging this film in comparison to the other films or how well it adapted the comic. I'm just looking at this film as it was presented to me. I can sense the seeds of greatness in this film. The actors were giving it their all, and honestly they really carry the film and make the dialogue palpable. The powers used by the X-Men are awesome, and I can only imagine what kind of creative sequences they could be used for in a film with better direction. I can tell that these characters do have depth and can be interesting if explored properly. More than anything, this movie left me wanting more. I want to see the story done correctly. I want to see amazing action. I want to explore the deep philosophies held by these characters. The very concept of the X-Men can lead to riveting characters and philosophies, and I want to see that. Dark Phoenix made me sad. It made me frustrated. But I am grateful. I am grateful I went to see it, and I'm grateful that it exists, because now I am given to drive to delve deeper into the X-Men. So, thanks, I guess. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. Even though I'm a noob when it comes to the X-Men, I thought it would be interesting if someone who had not seen any of their X-Men movies made a video on Dark Phoenix, because I feel like a lot of the people who are making videos on Dark Phoenix are X-Men fans already, and that's perfectly fine because I do enjoy seeing that kind of content, but I don't know, maybe I thought I could do something different and offer a different perspective. Or maybe I'm just a dummy. I don't know, but thanks for sticking with it to the end. Please follow me on Twitter and Pinterest and subscribe. I'm trying to get better at YouTube and video essays, and I plan on doing videos on, well, pretty much everything. I have some down the pipeline on Pokemon, Zelda, just general Nintendo. I love anime, so I'm probably going to be doing stuff on that. And I welcome constructive criticism, so please leave your thoughts in the comments section. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you have a great day.